Courtney Banghart, 4th season at North Carolina, 16th as a head coach in college basketball, a dozen phenomenal years at Princeton prior to coming to the Tar Heels. And that last season, I mean, really getting them, she described it to us earlier this season, ahead of schedule according to her broader plans for the Heels.
She's done just an amazing job since her arrival in Chapel Hill. We got to talk to her a little bit today, and I think she's really excited to see how far this team can go this season.
Tip is up, and it goes Jackson State's way. They're going to waste no time trying for a bucket. Layup missed, and now the Tar Heels on the counter. Handoff back to Eva Hodgson. A step inside the perimeter and a mid-range drained by Kennedy Todd Williams, the first basket of the season. So Jackson State heads out with 5 players. We talked Deja Woodard. Maya Crump factors in really to be an impactful player for them. First team preseason all-SWAC as well.
See their versatility. They have size, they have athleticism, and you saw Angel Jackson right there just turn around the free throw line and launch that little jump shot. He's got a lot of scoring weapons on this Jackson State team.
Double dribble courtesy of Deja Kelly, gives it back to the Tigers. Jariah Covington running point over to the elbow. This is Maya Crump, redshirt senior. On her 3rd school, gives down into the corner, and the floater rolls off out of Deja Woodard's hand. Quickly down the floor. Todd Williams can't get a second bucket, and it's a quick one and done for North Carolina.
Great transition by the Tar Heels, though. They love to get that ball off the rim and go and attack.
Covington uses the high screen. Liz Martino fires the 3. It thuds off back iron. Big rebound as Woodard skies for it and draws contact.
You can see the athleticism of this Jackson State team. They're one of the best rebounding teams in #1 in the SWAC in every rebounding statistical category last, but one of the best in the country, especially on the offensive glass. Carolina's going to do a great job today boxing out and not giving them second shot opportunities.
And a foul off of the ball on the inbound. Reverts the direction of the basketball. It's hard against Angel Jackson.
Dead ball. It's Jackson State get back in their press, and we got a little illegal screen right there.
North Carolina, a chance to take a deep breath, run their offense. Here's Alyssa Usby with the dish down low. Easy UNC basket.
Usby with a little work in the pinch post, a nice drop pass to Poole. Good teamwork right there. Players that are used to playing together.
It's a benefit. 32 games, 32 started by both of them a season ago.
Incredible.
Into the high post, Woodard pulls and buries.
They're going to have, the Tar Heels are going to have to do a good job getting their hand in the face of those shooters in the free throw line area. All the Jackson State post players can turn around and hit that.
Got away from Deja Kelly. She recovers and is hip checked at midcourt. Tough assignment there for Maya Crump, but redshirt senior from Houston, Texas, up for the challenge. 1 year at Lamar, then transferred to the University of Houston, sat out a year, played 1 season there, averaged 10.5 points and 5 rebounds.
She's their top returner. She's preseason all-SWAC first team. Averaged almost 10 points a game last season.
Usby lost her footing, can't get a pass out. Tigers with a 3-on-3.
And we're getting a little taste of the pressure defense by both of these teams. Great ball pressure in their man-to-man defense, forcing the opponent into pick up the pace of play. We've seen some turnovers already. Both teams getting it done on the defensive end right now.
Covington, top of the circle. Crump splits defenders, tries to bounce into the lane, tipped away and stolen. Kelly underneath, Usby lays it in.
I just love how Usby runs the floor. What a beautiful, unselfish pass. With such chemistry amongst these players who, again, played 32 games together. Plus, with their 6th woman from last year, Hodgson, who's out there starting at point in place of Carly.
Couple of tips. Jackson State recovers nicely, and Jackson able to bank it in for the Tigers to bring it back within a bucket.
Gets him in there, 2-2-1, three-quarter court press. Not really meant to steal the ball, just to slow Carolina down. Must be operating in the high post, a little deflection and a steal. Good hands by Jackson State.
Jariah Covington got the first hand on it on the help defense. 2-point game. So both teams using good hands to their advantage. Steal and then the basket on the other end for North Carolina.
Carolina's so solid in transition. You've got to sprint the floor, get back on defense, stop the ball early. Usby does such a great job running rim to rim.
Covington pulls back the reins. They'll run the offense. Tries to cross and get into that second level. It's on the deck. And it goes back to North Carolina to share possession.
Covington's quick with that dribble. She rejected the ball screen, tried to split down the middle, and just lost her handle. Coach Banghart telling us one of the keys to the game today was how they were going to defend the ball screens. Right now, doing a pretty good job.
Intense first few minutes of the basketball season for these two teams.
It's exactly what we expected, though, Darren. We knew we were going to have a competitive game. See who's able to execute best, and we see Usby getting in there, drawing the fouls. She just has so much versatility to her game. She's so much fun to watch.
She's been a little banged up injury-wise, good enough to go tonight. Not 100% sure in terms of how many minutes she'll play, but Coach Banghart says, maybe limited at somewhere around 20 tonight.
You see how vital, too, she is to their success, and you want to rest her in non-conference when you can. I mean, almost 13 points a game last season, led the team in rebounding over 8.5, and led the team in steals. I mean, it's a pretty impressive stat line.
About a 60% free throw shooter a season ago. She'll get the tail end here, rips the bottom of the net.
She was named to the ACC second team last season, deservedly so. We'll see what she does for an encore this year. Switching that ball screen right there.
It's a poised Jackson State team in these situations. Delia Hickman with the dish inside, and a foul or a jump ball is going to keep it this set.
But you're right, really nice ball movement and patience by the Jackson State team. Nice defense by Usby to get back in there, and you see he blocks it the first time, and then we block it the second time with Poole right there.
Anya Poole led this North Carolina team in blocks last season. She had 36 on the campaign. Going up and getting it from the 6'5" Daphne White, number 11 there for Jackson State. Trying to find her in the post, double teamed, and they'll reset. Covington, one dribble, fires, and it falls.
Graduate student, she can shoot it. She averaged almost 9 points a game last year, led this team with 80 assists. She's a scorer.
And a mid-range for the answer, Kennedy Todd Williams. Silky with that jumper so far. She looks good.
You gotta like when you answer right back down the floor. They get down the floor so quickly.
Covington goes right to the rack and gets a whistle. She'll get a couple of free throws.
Man, she's quick and explosive with that dribble. She's got a great first step.
Anya Poole charged with the foul. Couple of free throws for Jackson State when we come back. Just a 2-point game in favor of North Carolina. Well, Tamika Reed's team's not afraid in these moments. Just a look at their last season, 18-0 in the SWAC, 23-7 overall. But that comes with a really, really tough non-conference schedule. They're accustomed to coming into power teams home venue and playing them close.
They want to prepare themselves for SWAC play, and they play a gauntlet. They compete. They compete in every game.
Their season opener at Miami last year, they lost by 5 points. Exactly 1 month later, they played at Arkansas and played the Razorbacks to a 4-point difference in a close loss. Kelly a step in, quick pull up, hits it, nothing but net.
Deja Kelly has an amazing ability to create space and create her own shot. And when it looked like there was nothing left, I mean, she needs a tiny little bit of room. What an amazing athlete.
Quickly elevates and hits the jumper for her first basket of the season.
And good defense here by Jackson State. And Deja Kelly just sees a little bit. She fakes left, goes right, gets a little bit of space, pulls up and drains that shot. It's beautiful.
Ariana Hunter into the game for Jackson State. And a pass ripped away. Eva Hodgson running the break. Pump fake, a step in for 2, and this time it's no good from Todd Williams. Out for a 3, and Tylon Bowler.
Nice execution, though. A nice little ball screen and then a screen and then the weak side and kick it back and got a wide open look at the basket. Doesn't get more open than that.
They go inside. White, errant shot. Kelly with the rebound and is immediately fouled by White.
Jackson State has a lot of size. I think you're going to look for them as this game continues to go inside and a little bit more and try to get some easier high percentage shots around the bucket, draw some fouls.
They certainly do not lack in the length department. They've got a number of players. White is 6'5", Angel Jackson is 6'6".
She's a transfer from Southern Cal, so a 6'6" senior with great game experience. As Hodgson comes off the down screen and drains the 3.
Eva Hodgson, 36% from three-point land a season ago, gets her first of the season.
Love that she started, but I got to say, I love her as a sixth woman. So she comes in the game. Last year, she was just like such a spark off the bench because she plays so hard.
And North Carolina gets another turnover. Jackson State calls a timeout. And the Tar Heels, very efficient right out of the gates here. 6 of 8 from the field. That was the first 3 they had attempted. And they lead it by 6. Quick timeout called by Jackson State. They trail by 6. This is a team, Debbie, 79.5 points per game a season ago. 47.2 rebounds per game. Both of those marks good for 4th in the country.
I mean, some people tonight will be like, who's Jackson State? But they've made some major noise on the national scene. If you're a women's basketball fan, you are very familiar with this very well-coached and well-versed team.
There's Maya Crump rejecting a pass and resetting things for North Carolina as some substitutions come in. Liz Martino, the starter, back in for the Tigers.
Liz Martino is a Rutgers transfer. Another really experienced player who's played at a high level.
Deja Kelly, tough jumper, well defended. Thuds off, and it's rebounded by Deja Woodard. They give it back to Jackson State. Crump against Kelly. Little pick and roll. That one's picked off. Destiny Adams into the game for the first time, making an impact and hits it in transition.
And that's great ball screen defense. The help side's got to be ready to cover that roller, and Adams was right there to pick that pass off and go coast to coast on the lay-in. Great team defense by the Tar Heels.
That's now 4 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes or so for Jackson State, and a whistle and a foul
And there's the screen and roll, and there's Adams right in position. She comes over to help, takes it left-handed coast to coast, kisses it off the glass, makes it look easy.
Yeah, that is not an easy finish, splitting a couple of defenders there. 7 consecutive points for North Carolina.
And this is where Jackson State needs to have a little run of their own. They can't let Carolina, if they want to stay in this one, you cannot let a Carolina team get on a huge run. But we said Jackson State, they know how to win. They've been in this situation before. They've played against some big Power 5 teams. They know how to do it.
It appears as if we're getting some sort of deliberation.
Players are going back to their benches while the officials talk about it.
All right, so we're trying to fix a clock malfunction. I was going to say, nothing reviewable about that.
You know, it's
Adams basket.
first game of the season.
Everybody's first game. So North Carolina 10 points off of turnovers so far. Using defense to create offense. I know the coach and you love to see that.
You do. You love when you're able to do that. You love the deflections and just the forced turnovers and getting on the floor and the block shots and anything you can do to get possessions back. More possessions wins game. We've seen that steal before, but just great team defense. It's 5 players playing one basketball, all working together. Carolina with 4 steals already in this game. And they've done a pretty decent job keeping Jackson State off the offensive glass. I mean, and that's going to really be a point of emphasis because Jackson State, when they get behind, they're just going to start to pound the glass and try to get quick, high percentage shots.
Holding Jackson State to 3 of 11 from the field. That's just over 27% early in this one. But this is a Tigers team, not afraid to up the tempo at all.
Yep, not at all. But Carolina's defense has been really, really good so far. I mean, every shot, most every shot that Jackson State's taken has been contested. Good pressure defense.
Again, this is a team, a lot of recent success. We've mentioned nearly all of their contributing players coming from power programs before their time at Jackson State. Consecutive SWAC tournament championships. We talked about off the top the NCAA tournament game against LSU. Jackson State was the 14 seed. LSU was the 3 seed. And the Tigers led, well, these Tigers led those Tigers in the 4th quarter.
I mean, that was their first time as a 14 seed. And if you had the good fortune of watching that game as we did, well, I mean, you were just found yourself just cheering for them against a much more highly ranked, you know, more notable LSU team, and they were sitting on the cusp of winning and just didn't close out the game. But I think they gained a lot of fans in that first round NCAA game.
Still not quite sure what to do with this clock. Why not? We'll get this season started in fast fashion already along replay review. You see the players on the floor for North Carolina. You mentioned Eva Hodgson there as the lone starter tonight that was not a starter throughout the entirety of last season. It is quite the luxury to have that kind of experience come back.
Well, and you can see them right there. So right now there are the 4 returners, 4 juniors. And then Hodgson is a senior, so a very experienced lineup who have all played together. 3 double-digit scores, tremendous balance, tremendous versatility, and I think everybody can see why UNC is now in the national conversation, and what Courtney Bangard and her staff and her players have been able to do in 3 very short years is rebuild this program and make them a national contender.
It's happened quick. It certainly has, and it's produced a palpable buzz, right? We can feel it here at Carmichael Arena. There's a lot of anticipation.
There's a good crowd in here tonight. I mean, they are the Tar Heel faithful, but there is a lot of excitement about seeing what this team can do this season if they stay healthy, and they've got some players that are out right now that are going to come back and give them some more depth, some great players that are out.
So finally here, Jackson State with the inbound pass, and immediately a catch and fire 3. Liz Martino hits.
Really nice execution on that play. It's a good screen, good pass, caught ready to shoot, knocked it down, stopped the bleeding. Jackson State now comes out in a 2-3 zone, mix it up a little bit, see what Carolina does. Sometimes early in the season, teams haven't practiced as much against zone, so things are a little more difficult. Their zone offense isn't as solid as their man.
That's a pass tipped away and out of bounds. It will go back to Jackson State.
Jackson State, they get an opportunity on an inbounds play. Just solid execution, a great shot, gets them fired up, and then they come down on the defensive end and get a steal, and the bench goes wild. A lot of energy from that Jackson State team right now. And here we go, they're going to pound it into the paint.
Jackson back out to Martino. A hop into the lane. Nice dish underneath, and Jackson leaves it short. Deja Kelly on the other end. Long 2, rattles through. Anya Poole with another basket.
Jackson State switching defenses a little, went back to man on that one, but Anya Poole with the big answer. Carolina's just going to stick in that man-to-man team defense.
There's a long 2 for Deja Woodard. Plays off, rebound Hodgson, looking ahead for North Carolina. The drive, looked to take it herself and appeared to have it blocked away by Maya Crump, but a whistle. And the foul goes against Angel Jackson.
You have to love Hodgson for so many reasons. Her composure, she never goes too fast. She just lets the game come to her. She sees all of her teammates all the time. Her tenacity and just her work ethic. You know, here's a player who's a graduate student at Keenan Flagler. You know, it's a program that's designed for 23, 24, 25-year-olds, and she's just getting it done.
Really impressive free throw shooter, 85% last season.
And played her first 2 seasons at William & Mary, took the 3rd season off, and then transferred to Carolina, and has just made a tremendous difference in this program. And perhaps the biggest factor is her work ethic and her leadership. Long 3, well off the mark from Martino. A look ahead, Paulina Paris, the freshman, gets her first basket as a Tar Heel. Paulina Paris, the lone freshman on the UNC roster. She's getting it done by herself, comes in the game and scores, and another steal on an errant pass by Carolina defense. Adams ahead, it is heaved by Kelly as it falls just short of the hoop to conclude the first quarter of action. 22-11, North Carolina ahead of Jackson State. The freshman from Congers, New York, with her first basket as a North Carolina Tar Heel, Paulina Paris, the lone true freshman on this squad for the Tar Heels. A couple of redshirt freshmen that sat out last season as well. Very experienced group, but these very capable players when they get in the lineup. Well, and this is what's going to get added to this team that's already so deep and strong and athletic and talented. These 3 freshmen, Paris, who's playing right now, and Tiana Key, one of the top recruits in the country. Kayla McPherson, one of the top recruits in the country, both sat out with injuries last season, but they're both back very soon, and they add some more firepower to Carolina.
Deja Kelly with a wing three, fouled on the tail end of it. That'll go against Deja Woodard. So we got our Deja matchup.
There it is.
And it results, the first time anyway, in Kelly to the free throw line for a few.
Carolina shooting 75% from the floor right now.
I think that's been the main difference, right? Not that Jackson State hasn't been choosy with their shots. They just haven't hit at the rate North Carolina has so far.
Now they've taken 15 shots to Carolina's 12, and credit Carolina for the tenacious defense and really contesting and making every shot difficult. That's what you want to do with your defense. Your defense wants to force the team into taking contested jump shots, uncomfortable shots, playing in an uncomfortable pace of play, and the Carolina defense has been able to accomplish that thus far.
86% last year for Deja Kelly at the stripe. She gets 2 of 3 there.
Ball screen action. Carolina's just got it covered like a blanket. Another deflection, another leak out. Here comes Paris again in transition.
The steal and a chance at the bucket, but that one's blocked by Woodard. The preseason Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC makes a defensive play. Go figure. Covington, a bounce low. Woodard, nice setup.
Really nice ducking on the weak side off of that ball screen. Well done, good execution by Jackson State.
Hodgson thought about the three. She'll go out to Paris for the tray, and that one hits true for the freshman.
She's fearless. Jackson State going back into that 2-3 zone, and then one of the ways you beat a zone, you screen it. There's a great screen and a nice kick out. Paris drains it.
Martino dribbles inside the three-point line, too strong on the jumper, and Kelly loses the handle after the rebound, so it sticks with Jackson State.
You can see the discomfort, right? Another forced, difficult shot. Unfortunately for the Tar Heels, they turn it over. Good hustle by Martinez. And that's what, as a coach, you want to be able to control the things you can control early in the season, and effort is one of them. And defense is, it's discipline, but it's effort. And right now, Carolina giving great effort on the defensive end and working well together.
Covington uses the high screen, looks to bank off the side though. Pump fake on the three. Hodgson gets by her defender and lays it in off the window.
It's like she does it in slow motion. She just picks her battles. Nice baseline drive. Jackson State not taking the baseline away, and just a beautiful move and a great bank off the glass.
North Carolina now 11 of 14 shooting. Another steal there. Deja Kelly waves it and banks it in.
Tar Heel faithful love them some Deja Kelly.
That's her second make from the field. She has 6. And North Carolina off to a tremendous start in this game. Bowler, a runner, floats it through for Jackson State as the answer.
Nice job by Bowler to take that baseline, not use the screen, and score it on her own. She got up and elevated on that one.
Kelly, another contested jumper and another foul. How about some more turnovers leading to points for the Tar Heels?
Defense has just been stellar, and there's Deja Kelly with the steal, pushing it out in transition, running through, and buckets.
It's now 12 points off turnovers for North Carolina.
And that's going to be really hard to stay in the game if you're the Tigers, if you're not taking care of the basketball. You're having a hard enough time with all the contested shots, but you cannot turn the ball over against this very talented Carolina team, especially with how good they are in transition.
Kelly visibly frustrated after missing the first. It's a roll on the second. Back to a 17-point North Carolina lead. Covington tripped up.
Covington using that quickness, splitting 2 defenders, drawing the foul.
Personal foul is on number 2, Harris. That's her first.
First on Paris, team first for the quarter for North Carolina.
Well, if I'm Jackson State, I pick on the freshman. It's a big jump from high school to collegiate defense. I make her defend ball screens. I make her defend Covington one-on-one, take advantage of it.
And Covington, a much older, much more experienced player at the graduate level. Both Hunter and Covington in for Jackson State. So both their point guards, maybe a response to the 10 turnovers so far.
Carolina now switching those perimeter ball screens. A touch foul there. Take it out on the sideline.
It's the first personal on Deja Kelly.
Still really not using their extra size and strength in the paint. A lot of perimeter shots right now, a lot of ball screen action, really not looking to pound it inside, surprisingly.
Martino sails it up into the air and over the rim. No space for Kelly.
Nice defense by Covington to take away the straight line drive.
Hodgson fakes it in. Just a lot of grit from Eva Hodgson.
The senior is just having a night. So smart. Just her decision making. It's impressive.
3 of 3 from the field, 9 points for Hodgson. That circus shot attempt. Quickly rebounded by North Carolina to get it back.
No shot has been easy for Jackson State. Great hustle.
Covington tips it away and will slow things down. Well, that's the one thing about Jackson State. They've got no quit in them. They will not give up no matter what this game becomes.
They're going to keep coming at you, and that's what they need. They need a little more pressure on defense. They need to turn Carolina over. Carolina's done a really nice job taking care of the balls thus far in this game. A little high screen action of their own.
Paris using the pump fake. Got some space, but misses the shot. Covington all alone in between a couple of much larger defenders. Puts it in.
Finishes it with the left. God, she's quick. She's got like extra gear she goes into.
6 points for her now. Now North Carolina goes underneath. Alexandra Zelaya gets the assist. Eva Hodgson a chance at a three-point play.
She said, I get to start my first game, and I'm going to make the most of it. Another great drive to the basket, 11 points for the senior.
No matter how much she's contacted, she's made every shot she's taken so far.
You can see that's just strong body. She can finish through contact. She keeps her eyes focused on the rim, sees the shot in, and then you love the energy and excitement. Plays with a lot of energy, and it's contagious for her teammates.
Can't finish the three-point play as it rolls off. But one can argue the value of the adrenaline there, the extra spark for her team, more than the 1 point. Jackson State a quick answer, and Daphne White banks it in.
That was a really nice drive and drop pass by Haley Breland, the freshman.
Hodgson penetrates. Zelaya wide open for three, too strong. Adams comes over the top for the rebound. Todd Williams.
And that was a dagger. Jackson State had it. Carolina fought for it. Kicked it back out and drained the three. And the Carolina fans went a little bit nuts on that one.
I think there's nothing college basketball fans love more than second chance points, right? You try the three, you miss it, you get it again, and a lot of momentum for North Carolina at this juncture. 4:39 left in the first half, 39-19. We've mentioned all of the success Jackson State has had in recent seasons. Amisha Williams-Holiday, really the one missing piece compared to last year for them. She was the 25th overall pick to the Indiana Fever. the first Jackson State player ever drafted into the WNBA, the first from an HBCU in 20 years. And she was a big piece for them last year, 19 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, nearly 3 blocks. She impacted just about every play she was on the floor.
That's some big shoes to fill.
Season opener for both Jackson State and North Carolina. Tar Heels have answered the bell so far. Here's Kennedy Todd Williams, another 3-point attempt. High rebound pulled in, and Eva Hodgson with a second chance for the Heels. And of course she makes it, navigates her way through the lane. She hasn't missed a field goal attempt yet.
She has a knack to score, and she created that second shot opportunity by herself with that big box out against a player who is probably 5 or 6 inches taller than her, just getting low. This is having quite a game for her tonight. And I like Paris now playing a little bit of point guard, something we're probably going to see her do a bunch this season and get some minutes at that spot early on.
Hodgson will check out after getting her 5th basket and then committing her first personal foul. Leads all scorers with 13, and we'll take a break. Ariana Hunter misses the first of 2 free throws. Hunter just 48% at the line last season, not many attempts, only 23. It's the tail end.
Jackson State back in man-to-man. Wonder if we'll see them start to press soon, try to do something to create more possessions, create some turnovers. Get a foul on the floor right there.
Deja Kelly looking to take it in from the top of the key. Got banged up a little bit. 4th team foul in this quarter on Jackson State. That one goes against Haley Breland. Usby in the corner, goes underneath. Turn around, and it falls through for Alexandra Zelaya.
Really nice footwork for Zelaya. Good execution, feed the post. Usby cutting off the post. Zelaya didn't hand it to her, faced up, got a little daylight, knocked it down.
Martino thought about the 3, bumped as she goes up with it. And it's back to North Carolina, pressing. Kelly, mid-range, too short. Look ahead for Jackson State. Here's Alexis Roberts. Tipped away, Usby with the steal. And the layup.
Carolina just doing a great job converting these steals and turnovers as well.
Another timeout on the floor, as that is now 14 points off turnovers for North Carolina.
If you come into Carmichael and you want to win, this is what you cannot do. You cannot throw that ball up in the air. It's got to be a sharp pass, and Usby right there, great anticipation, picks it off and finishes on the other end. Everything you do when you play a team, it's the caliber of North Carolina, has to be with precision. You have to cut hard, you have to screen hard, and your passes have to be strong. You can't throw long loopy passes across the defense because they're just going to get picked off every time. And I'm sure that's what Coach Reed is trying to tell her team, like, clean it up, ladies.
The one thing, too, that stands out for these plays that are all similar to that last one for North Carolina, they're tough makes in transition. I mean, Usby had a defender hip-to-hip with her. The Tar Heels still shooting 72% from the field.
They really have finished well. I mean, they've taken these turnovers and converted them. A lot of times teams will turn you over, but they're not able to finish on the other end, and they've made they've made the tough shots look easy, but like that one we just saw from Usby.
So out of the timeout, we'll see what Jackson State has planned.
Well, sometimes it's nice when a coach has a dead ball opportunity when you're letting a team go on a run, just to get your team back together and draw up a play and give them an opportunity to score. We'll see if she chooses to go inside here. She goes to Covington using that high screen. Carolina switching it out. Covington loses the handle.
Got it poked away momentarily. Martino with the pump fake, and in and out.
Can't buy a basket.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, out of the hand of Bowler. Quick hands for Martino. Todd Williams right by her and is fouled on the layup attempts.
Nice recognition and a good baseline drive by Kennedy Todd Williams, the junior. She's a North Carolina native from Jacksonville. The #1 recruit in North Carolina coming out of high school. She has had a stellar career thus far in her first 2 years at Carolina. Let's see what she does with the third.
About 80% free throw shooter last season. First is off the mark. Not quite 11 points, just under 6 rebounds. 2.2 assists per game last season. It's 1 for 2. North Carolina now 50% from the free throw line at 4 of 8.
Well, I guess if you have one area as a coach, you know, coach is always looking for the things you did wrong. One area you can focus on tonight. If they keep playing the way they are, it's going to have to be free throw shooting.
Todd Williams, a block, just rips it away and gets it back for North Carolina. And a 3 falls. Zelaya bangs it through.
How about Alexandra Zelaya, the other junior, 6'4", spots up at the top of the key and another turnover, and here come the Tar Heels.
Todd Williams a step across in the lane and had it knocked away, so they can't capitalize there. That's a rarity tonight so far. Bowler drives. Another one taken away. I don't know if that'll go down as a block or a steal for Usby.
They talk about two-way players in lacrosse. Usby is the true two-way player in basketball. And she's a great offensive player, but man, she defends and rebounds. Look at her trying to post up now, show a little bit of her versatility, get a little isolation in the paint, finishes with the left.
Good sequence for Usby there. She got the block officially and then the bucket. Closing in on a minute until halftime. It's been all North Carolina here at Carmichael Arena. Another missed jumper for Jackson State and another whistle with a foul called against the Tigers.
And you can see rebounding is a focus. Great rebound by Kennedy Todd Williams. And there is Usby, isolation in the paint. She's got the size to post up. Nice drop step and a finish.
A lot of what goes into this high shooting percentage for North Carolina, now 74+%, is, I would think, Debbie, the lack of hesitation on that, right? She caught it, immediately went for the turnaround and that little baby hook action.
Most players that can play down low have a go-to move, and they know when they've got enough space, they know where they're going, and her little drop step looked like she's done it many a time.
First free throw falls for KTW. A ricochet off the iron.
Jackson State needs a bucket going into halftime. Stop the bleeding.
Good point guard in. Kishana Luckett tries a layup attempt. It's not in there. A second follow off the mark from Martino. North Carolina, no numbers, but a back pass. Asia Kelly strong on the 3. And a high rebound pulled in by Jalea Hickman there.
Let's see if they use this up. Foul by Carolina. This Paris. Another thing for freshmen, learning how to play defense with discipline, play with your feet, now with your hands, and those are things. It takes a good season for freshmen really to acclimate defensively. Most freshmen.
2 fouls on Paris. Covington drives a pump fake. Throws the pass. That was nearly a wide open front court for Deja Kelly. Instead, tough layup attempt for Martino. Closing seconds of the first half. Paris fouled.
Follow block down there.
Little gallop into her defender.
Paris, yeah, kind of stepped into it a little bit. It was close. I like how Covington's in there, trying to sacrifice her body. She's a little bit of a thing, but she plays tough.
It'll send Paulina Paris to the free throw line in the waning seconds of a dominant first half for North Carolina.
Well, if we asked Coach Banghart today if she thought her team would have 53 points in the first half, I doubt she would have said yes. What an offensive and defensive performance by Carolina.
It's been tremendous. And look, at number 12 in the country, I think we expected this is a good team. We know that. But Jackson State has not answered the bell at Carmichael Arena so far. Credit where it's due. Courtney Bankhart's Tar Heels on a tear, 53-20 at the break. For the second half, here on the campus of the University of North Carolina, a historic venue in Carmichael Arena. Jackson State with it coming out of the break. Deja Woodard swings around. Maya Crump there on the wing.
Jackson State coming out looking to look inside. They need to feed that post a little bit more, but they start off with a forced, contested jump shot. And here's Usby with the ball in transition again.
Kennedy Todd Williams buries it.
And Alyssa Usby with the assist. I swear she's like a Swiss Army knife. She's like, what do you need me to do now, coach? You need me to post up? You need me to pass? You need me to score? You need me to play defense? It's just a little bit of everything. So much fun to watch.
Todd Williams now up to 12 points. She's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And I don't know that anyone has looked more confident.
She does it with a big smile on her face.
Tricky layup attempt for Liz Martino. Gives it back to North Carolina. Usby pushing the tempo. Todd Williams again. Oh my! 2 in a row just like that.
And when you can spot up like that in transition, and when you have players that can get you the basketball in the right position and you catch ready to shoot, Carolina has got so many weapons. They're going to be a tough, tough team on the national scene this year.
Martino tries an answer. It's tipped out of bounds. Angel Jackson the last to touch it for Jackson State.
Nice.
And they might reverse this one.
Here we go. Usby in transition, head up, spot up. Kennedy Todd Williams, back-to-back threes.
Jackson State trying to find something in response. Jackson went up with it, had it knocked out of her hands, and now a drive by Crump, where she received some body contact.
Nothing has been easy for Jackson State tonight. And I think we talked about it in the open. I mean, this is a really accomplished team, used to playing teams at a high level. I think we expected a little bit more of a battle, but the Carolina defense has just been so incredibly stingy.
Last year, Jackson State, with a lot of these same players, went to Miami for their season opener, lost by only 5. Exactly a month later, they went to Arkansas, lost by only 4.
And then they did graduate their top 2 scorers, one being the best player of all time at Jackson State and playing in the WNBA now, 19 points a game, and their second leading scorer averaged 13. So they had to fill their shoes, but they brought in the 2 transfers, one from Southern Cal. We've got an injury down here.
Usby gets the easy lay-in, but way back on the defensive side for North Carolina.
And I didn't see what happened. Did you see what happened, Darren?
I did not. It looks like Deja Kelly is down. We'll see if we can get a look.
Pain.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a look at exactly what happened.
You know, if it's an ankle sprain. Looks like she's going to get up, though. That's good news right there.
Made the trainer laugh. That's always a good sign. Up on her own feet.
walk to the bench too. Yet another good sign. Now, it looks like she got a knee, and sometimes when you get a knee to a knee, that can sting for quite a little bit, and hopefully that's all it is. Scary moment for the Tar Heels.
A collective sigh of relief from the Tar Heel faithful here at Carmichael Arena. Very important piece in what they're trying to build for this season.
Nice execution, trying to go down low.
Jackson can't hit though, and look at Usby, as always, head to head. Past Paulina Paris on the wing, who travels.
You gotta love how Usby just comes down the court with her head up. She sees everybody. She delivers the pass spot on. Carolina continuing to do a good job with that ball screen, wing ball screen action. Covington gets a little light there against Paris. And again, make the freshmen defend ball screens. Not easy to do, especially when you're trying to fight over the top. Got to get your hips over. Takes a while to learn how to perfect that.
Third made field goal for Jariah Covington. She's up to 8 points. That leads all Jackson State's scorers. Usby, a step into the lane, had it swatted away. Good defense there by Jackson.
And a good defensive possession by the Tigers. 6 seconds on the shot clock. The Tar Heels will inbound from the baseline.
Hodgson to trigger it in.
Screen the screener action. It's a great screen by Poole.
Usby. Hodgson, the rebound and the no look almost had Usby for the layup. Good hands by Liz Martino.
I think Hodgson is. They have her listed as 5'8", but I think that's pretty generous, boy. But she can just rebound the basketball. She's so tough.
In there amongst the trees in a game like this. Crump tried to split defenders, has it taken away. Williams looking ahead. Usby out to the corner. Right back to her and drains it from mid-range.
That's beautiful, and that's a great pass out by Usby. She got great position in transition. She didn't feel like she was open. She kicks it out to Hodgson, who dribbles it. She steps out, and she gets the pass, and she knocks it down. Really, really nice teamwork. They just know where each other is all the time.
Covington tried to force the issue, a miss, but Daphne White lays it in on the follow. Redshirt senior out of Gulfport, Mississippi. Another three on the way for North Carolina. The rebound, and it's put back in from about 12 feet.
I mean, for the kid that was only going to play 20 minutes today, you know, coming back from a little injury, she's doing pretty well.
She's impacting the game in short time. 13 points on 6 of 7. She's got 7 rebounds, 4 assists to go with it for Alyssa Usby. Good defense throughout, despite the layup there for White.
And Daphne White, she's coming back from injury last season. There's Usby running, the rim runner, rim to rim, catches high, finishes high. That was not an easy finish either, but she makes it look so easy.
Now she's up to 15 points. That matches Todd Williams. 3 Tar Heels in double figures. Covington, another aggressive drive, and gets the foul call.
Hodgson's going to get called for the block there. It's almost so hard to get over there in a help side position because Covington's so quick. By the time you recognize that she's gone, she's already at the rim.
It's the second against Hodgson. No Carolina player with more than 2 personal fouls so far. Daphne White with 3, the only one in that category for Jackson State as Covington hits the first of 2.
And Carolina shooting over 70% for the game. I mean, some of these stat lines are incredible. Usby 7 for 8, Todd Williams 5 for 9. Hodgson 5 for 5. It's really, Poole hasn't missed either. Offensive efficiency.
Usby kicks back out. Hodgson, two of them are working really well together. And a foul on the floor.
Personal foul on number 20, Ariana Hunter.
That goes against Ariana Hunter, who's a bit hobbled, headed to the huddle. A timeout on the floor. It remains all North Carolina. Now a 40-point lead in the third. Points on the night. Kennedy Todd Williams. The pull-up game has been strong so far in this one, Debbie. A couple of big threes to open up the second half.
And her teammates have been finding her in transition, and she does a great job of getting her feet behind the line, spotting up and catching, ready to shoot. And it's just, she's putting on a show right now. 3 players for the Tar Heels in double digits. Great balance.
It has been an all-around effort for North Carolina in a game that I think reasonably could have been expected to be a tough home opener for the Tar Heels. Out of the timeout, the inbound pass results in a Paris air ball.
And that's all right. This is a good game for Paris, the freshman, the only freshman, we talked about it earlier, to get some game minutes in. Make the transition. You can practice a lot, but games are really, really different. These teams have been practicing for a long time. Nice pass into the post. They got to make those happen.
Another miss, another defensive rebound for North Carolina. Usby pushing it in transition. Paris for 3 over the cylinder, and a whistle is going to revert the direction of possession anyway. Usby commits the personal.
Nice extra pass by Todd Williams to Paulina Paris in the corner. I felt like when Usby's in the game, she just takes it off the rim and leads the break every time. It's just a nice luxury to have. A player that size can handle the ball.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of steps that time, and she was from perimeter to perimeter, ready to give it up.
And a little post screen, screening action, post to post now, really trying to focus on finding a way to get easy baskets, but the Tar Heels just active hands, taking vision away, switching on the perimeter, still making everything difficult as Covington launches a long-range shot, knocking down the 3.
Covington from deep. How about that overhead bounce pass from under the basket by Luckett on the assist?
Whatever
Todd
works,
Williams
right?
again, a step inside the perimeter. Of course she makes it. That one shakes in.
Her pull-up jumper is just so sweet. Such a natural stroke. She elevates, beautiful.
17 points for her now. Covington into the lane, rejected. Destiny Adams with the block, ahead to Paris, and an easy layup.
That was just a beautiful lead pass. A lot of players would have dribbled that another time and let the defense catch up. But Hodgson, she's just so smart and mature. She lets it go at the perfect moment, leads it to the freshman for the easy lay-in.
Assist number 5 for Eva Hodgson. Long 2, off the mark. Todd Williams trying to force it underneath. Knocked away, and some contact.
Personal foul is called on number 20.
Goes against Adams of North Carolina.
First, team fourth. Re-entering the game for the Tigers, number 2, Maya Phillip, and number 20.
I'm going to say this is a great opportunity to let the players on your bench play, but Carolina's bench is not very deep right now. Only a 12-player roster to begin with, and 3 players not dressed tonight, so 9 players in total.
And then with Usby limited, as we were told she is, we'll call it 8.5. Adams with a steal and double dribbled it.
Really nice denial defense there, though, by Destiny Adams, 6'3" sophomore out of Manchester, New Jersey, just not letting Jackson State make the next pass. She just couldn't corral it and get it under control. Good effort.
Crump penetrates out to Martino, and the 3 sails over the cylinder. Second chance for Jackson State. Crump into the lane, and traffic, it falls with a foul.
Jackson State faithful, they've traveled well. There's a bunch of Jackson State fans over there right behind the bench cheering for their team. It's a nice attack. Split the defense, keep the ball high, power it, and just gets the nice little bounce in the three-point play. Maya Crump, she's a transfer from Houston. Said she's their preseason first-team all-conference player. She struggled from the floor tonight, though that is only her 3rd point of the game.
And she's really struggled to get shots up. That was just her first make on the three-point play. Now Paris right by Crump and underneath her, but can't get it to go in.
Bench got excited on that one for the freshman. Just not enough oomph to get it up on the rim.
Covington on the other end makes her way down there quickly. No surprise, we've seen that all night. She'll go to the free throw line. Hodgson charged with her 3rd personal.
Explosive speed. She's little, boy, but she can turn the corner, and Hodgson picks up her 3rd foul.
To the free throw line where Covington is 2 of 4 so far tonight. Make it 3 for 5. And maybe an adjustment of the clock, something up there on the scoreboard.
We had this problem in the first half. Oh, here we go. Resume of play.
Covington's 2nd drops in. And now we'll see Alexandra Zelaya back in.
Eva Hodgson goes to the bench. 13 points, 5 of 5 from the floor. All in the first half.
Todd Williams contested, leaves it short. Covington looking ahead. Martino thought about the 3. Instead, it goes in for a turnaround, and Woodard leaves it off the side. Adams in transition, carried with the step into the lane.
She saw that dish pass. She was waiting for it, a little hesitation, but she carried it a little bit too much. Ngay in the game now for Carolina, the only player that has been here with Coach Banghart from the start of her career. It's kind of a cool relationship. What's really interesting about this Tar Heel team is the college basketball landscape has changed dramatically because of the transfer portal. And so many programs have numerous transfers on their roster, and it takes time to get those transfers acclimated into your system, get everybody on the same page. But Carolina, they don't have a lot of transfers. I mean, Eva Hodgson's a transfer, and she's had her time to acclimate and obviously has done great things. But all these players have come back, and they've been here for several years now, and the chemistry is obvious.
And contrast that with, I mean, you can look around the ACC, look at other teams within their league. There's that one not called out of bounds, instead goes out for a 3-point shot attempt for Zelaya and rolls off. But even this Jackson State Tigers team, I mean, Maya Crump's on her 3rd school, coming from Lamar and then Houston. Daphne White is on her 3rd school, coming from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College and then Houston. Angel Jackson from Southern California. LaMiracle Sims is a player we haven't seen tonight. She's hurt, but a big contributor for Jackson State. She was at Jones College for 2 years and then UAB for a season.
Well, I think the unity and the chemistry of this Carolina team is a huge testament to Courtney Banghart and her staff and the player-coach relationships. It's such an important piece of the puzzle. Having a coach that's player-oriented and approachable and easy to talk to, but still demands the most from you and takes care of you. And Courtney has great relationships with her players, but she has high expectations for them, both on the court, in the classroom, in the community. But this team really having all these returners, 4 players that played every game together in the starting lineup last year, the 6th man who played a lot of minutes, and then all the other returners. I mean, it's Carolina's going to be tough to beat this year.
Unable to hit a couple of shots there, and it goes back to Jackson State. Woodard, no hesitation, it rolls out. And the third quarter comes to an end. North Carolina up big. Debbie, you have alluded to the improvement of individual players under Courtney Banghart, head coach for North Carolina's leadership. Alyssa Usby and Anya Poole, 2 of the perhaps largest benefactors to her guidance over the past couple of years. About these improvements from freshman to sophomore season between the 2. Already good players, right? Boom. Amped up the numbers just like that from one year to the next, and who knows what's in store for them in this coming season, their junior year. Good start so far.
Great coaching staffs maintain continuity of players, and they're also really good at player development. And this coaching staff certainly knows how to teach, coach, and grow their players' skill set. And you can see that by just the continued growth of every member of this team. And another 3, Paulina Paris, the freshman, getting a tray for the Tar Heels.
Against the zone. Covington, another attempt, that time mid-range, gets her own rebound. And then the mid-range dropped in for Martino.
Here's a little extended defense, put some pressure on. Jackson State needs the ball back. Oh, we're gonna get an offensive. Oh, she must have stepped on the sideline. Todd Williams stepped out of bounds. And that's what that press does. It gets you to play a little bit faster than you want to. Eat some time off the shot clock.
Woodard has not been afraid to take that 3. Opts out this time.
Into Jackson working hard down there on the block. Just having a really hard time feeding the post today on the deck.
And it's back to North Carolina. And again, they'll push ahead. Adams steps into the lane, can't deliver on the lay-in though. Now tempo for Jackson State, and they'll pull back.
Double high post look here, looking for the high-low.
Pump goes down to Jackson, falling away. Nice move. And another 2 points for her.
Yeah, the Southern Cal transfer, 6'6". I think you're going to see a lot more of that from Jackson State during the season. She's got good hands, nice finish around the basket. Just had a hard time getting the ball tonight, and credit the Carolina defense. And another bucket for Kennedy Todd Williams.
Another one from mid-range. She utilizes the pump fake because she's been so good from 3.
Just creates a tiny bit of space with that little shot fake. She loves the pull-up jumper, and she does it with such body control.
Up to 19 points.
4 double-digit scores for the Tar Heels. Paulina Paris, the recent one to come in with 11 points for the freshman in her first game in Carmichael.
Yeah, with that last 3, it was her second make from deep.
Last touch by the Tar Heels. Into the game for the Tigers. Number 1, Tiger Bowler, and number 2.
Little zone by Carolina.
Hop
Nice
into the
floater.
lane, and the floater for Covington. She's taken on a lot offensively for Jackson State, but pretty impressive.
She's their leader. She does not back down. I mean, she's still going. She's a little Energizer bunny.
Here's Paris again. Off the rim. Rebound pulled in and a second chance. Down to the baseline. Thuds off for Chitinge. And Angel Jackson tries a mid-range. White the rebound, has it knocked away and stolen. Destiny Adams looking ahead now.
And the turnovers just continue to pile up for Jackson State.
Here's Todd Williams again. Off back iron. A wave and dropped in. Nice bucket by Bowler.
Talk about a finish. That was like a doop-de-doo finish.
A double pump in midair. And back to North Carolina it goes. Kennedy Todd Williams. Into Chitinge. Paris, quick move, puts it in with a right from the left side.
Nice job by the freshman. She does a nice job reading defense, making good decisions. She's going to have a nice career here in Chapel Hill.
13 points in her North Carolina debut.
Not too shabby, huh? You can see the wear and tear is really starting to get to the Tigers. 6 minutes to go in this one. Carolina comes in, a little platoon subs right now. And if you're Coach Reed, you want to see your team finish this game. She's over there, she's still teaching, she's still coaching, she's been doing it the whole game. They've got a lot of tough games to play to start their schedule, prepare them for conference. Nice inside out.
Adams
moves
with the foul and gets it to fall. Chance at a three-point play for the sophomore.
Just great ball movement. Ball goes into the middle of the zone. Usby, of course, the great distributor, kicks it back out. And Adams puts it on the glass, drives baseline, and gets the N1.
Back iron, Bowler with the rebound. Back to the Tigers it goes.
Keep switching those ball screens on the perimeter. Nice baseline drive and kick. There it is.
Bowler the three, Crump the assist. And you mentioned it, if you're Tamika Reed, the head coach for Jackson State, you want to see some of these possessions compiled by Jackson State. Now 5 of their last 6 from the field, but that's not going to stop North Carolina from making shots. Adams hits it.
Destiny Adams, sophomore from Manchester, New Jersey. She was the 2021 New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year. She's got a great game in her own right. Just another weapon that comes off the Carolina bench.
Hustle there from Usby. And will stay with Jackson State.
Carolina's at 82 right now with 5 minutes to go. I don't know. We could be looking at a hundy in the first game of the season. We'll see what happens. Great execution. Nice when you can run your inbounds plays for a quick score. Inbounds plays defense early in the season is not easy.
Right into Angel Jackson. That's her third make from the field. Paris, a bounce down low. Usby, plenty of room, plenty of time, buries it.
Paris is starting to get a little bit comfortable. A freshman looks pretty confident out there.
That's her third assist in her first career game for North Carolina. Crump catches, turns, drives, and a little scoop attempt on the layup as she's fouled by Usby. So it'll be three free throws for Maya Crump of Jackson State on the other side of the timeout. North Carolina continues to pile on. The Tigers of Jackson State, they don't shy away from playing power opponents at their home venues. So here at Carmichael Arena, taking what has been really a drubbing so far from the Tar Heels. They'll go to Colorado, play at Texas Tech. This is the standard for them, right? Especially over the past handful of years. They welcome this kind of competition early before they get to their conference slate in the SWAC.
They do, and they don't back down. And Colorado State is the start of the preseason WNIT for them. But yeah, they have got a rough road ahead for preseason non-conference.
Typically, the games that mold them before they get to SWAC play. Last season, 18-0 in the conference, a 14 seed in the NCAA tournament.
And won 21 consecutive games during that span. Pretty impressive. Up here comes the press. This is good. Carolina, you want to practice against the press. You want to work on your press, Greg. Nice job by Jackson State. They just ate time off the shot clock.
Usby goes up with it, had it knocked away, but regained it before she came back down. Traveling violation, gives it back to Jackson State. Out to Maya Crump, a three. Off back iron, Usby the rebound. Usby into the front court to look at North Carolina's upcoming schedule as well. Some pretty challenging games on it. Phil Knight Invitational, they're going to go to Oregon for that.
Hopefully, as they play a few games, they'll have some more players back in the lineup, back on the roster, able to play, add some bodies to this already very talented team. But they've got some tough contests at Oregon, Iowa State. It's out on the West Coast. That travel's never easy. And you're going to play two ranked teams, see what they're made of.
Catching fire, Hodgson. There's Usby on the cleanup job.
19 points. She's only missed one shot.
And that was her 10th rebound. She's got a double-double now tonight.
9 for 10 from the floor.
There you go, a three for Jackson State. Luckett buries it. Hodgson out for Paris. Too strong, but Adams very strong in the lane. And follows herself.
Destiny Adams making the most of her minutes. Great extra effort down there.
She has 10. Now 5 Tar Heels in double figures. Bowler tried to go behind her back, lost it. And it's taken away. Usby a look ahead. Paris has it deflected.
Usby really does such a fantastic job leading the break. I mean, she gets her head up so quickly, and she gets the ball out of her hands and down the floor and leads her teammate. The defense there by the Tigers. Here they come in transition.
Luckett, their third point guard, goes in for the layup, but is stuffed. Paris underneath. To Chingue, with hesitation, bangs it in.
Beautiful. Love when the ball moves in the air. Feed the post. Chitenge with the finish. Carolina, a little 2-3 zone. Try to work on a little bit of everything tonight.
Martino drives and is bodied. Kennedy Todd Williams will be charged with the foul. Number 3 on her.
These teams have taken the same number of shots. Both teams have taken 62 shots, which is incredible. It's just that Carolina shooting 60% to the Tigers 32.
Almost twice as well. There's Martino, the junior. Long on her first free throw attempt of 2. First free throws of the night for her. She's got 5 points. struggled from the field, 2 of 13 so far.
Gets them back in their press.
Personal foul is called number 2, Maya Crump for third. Team sport. Foul for the third team.
Hodgson drives and commits the offensive foul.
It's one dribble too much. Good defense.
Charge foul is called number 10, Eva Hodgson. That is first for
Hodgson's always looking to attack. Very nice help defense. Good job. His feet outside the restricted area. Takes the charge.
It's number 4 on Hodgson, but we're in the very late going in this one. Gets the rebound there, full head of steam into the front court. Chitenge. Good effort on the offensive rebound, seemingly, but a foul called against Zelaya.
Their first, 4th team foul. Tiger basketball.
Oh, the minute ago, I think the quest for 100 is probably not going to happen, but nonetheless, 90 points on the board for the Tar Heels. It's a pretty good offensive day.
Especially without a unit that is 100%, right? I mean, you talked about some of the pieces they're missing today, including the redshirt freshmen, Kayla McPherson and Tiani Key. Key, in her case, a top 10 recruit out of high school. Covington with another 3 there. She's had some redeemable play for the Tigers.
Indeed. Nice job screening the top of the zone. It's a long-range shot.
Covington, the only Tiger in double figures at 3, puts her at 19.
She played a lot of minutes, and she played hard the whole game. Nice press break into the middle and opposite. Left-hand jump hook and the foul.
Zelaya will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Well, Debbie, I think the takeaways for North Carolina, largely tremendous, right? I mean, this is an effort that you're excited to see if you are a North Carolina fan.
Well, a lot of coaches, you know, early season games, you're really trying to refine your defense, your team unity on defense, and, you know, really execute with more precision on offense. But I mean, the Carolina defense, you know, due to the fact that so many of these players have played together for so long, it just really looks sharp. I mean, forcing a very good Jackson State team into so many tough contested shots, so many turnovers, so many deflections, and they're just going to get better. So it could be very scary.
There's another one, the 19th turnover forced by North Carolina. Hodgson underneath, and an errant layup. Crump dishes, and an offensive foul negates the bucket.
Charge is called number 2.
Is that a Hodgson down there taking the charge?
For 4th. Tar Heel basketball.
Another whistle on the inbound.
Personal foul is called number 2, Maya Crump. That is her 5th.
That's number 5 on Maya Crump. She'll foul out, but looks like she might be cramping anyway.
Well, with under 20 seconds to go, Carolina's going to dribble this thing out. Looks like she's holding her ankle.
Yeah, that doesn't, on second
Not what you
look,
want to see at the end of a game.
does not look like a cramp. Looks like it might be a little more severe than that. Well, she's up. That's good to see. Again, first team preseason all SWAC for them. It'll be a very important player. Kennedy Todd Williams to the free throw line. First one jostles out. sitting at 19 points. Make it 20, a new career high for Kennedy Todd Williams. It's a nice way to punctuate this one for KTW.
Really nice balance, 5 double-digit scorers, a lot of scoring options. And that's about going to do it for this first game of the season.
So it's a big win for North Carolina. It was all Tar Heels right out of the gate, and Courtney Banghart and her squad gets win number 1 on the season, in which they entered number 12 in the polls. Pretty impressive for a night 1 performance.
I thought they were stellar on both sides of the ball. And I think after you've practiced for this long of a time, that's what you want to see. You want to see your team come out and play great defense with great effort. They did a nice job on the glass, and they have great chemistry on offense. So I think the high expectations for this Carolina team are spot on.
It'll be TCU coming to Carmichael Arena next on Saturday. So for Debbie Taylor and the rest of our fantastic ACC NX crew, I'm Darren Vaughn saying so long from Carmichael Arena, where the final score is North Carolina 91, Jackson State 59. Watch the entire game on replay, as well as others on the family of ESPN networks at watchespn.com or on the app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.